B, sanitary sewer main lining improvements project. Number 1 is consideration of change order number 3 for Van Hewen Associates in the amount of $23,401.20. Would you like to speak to that?
Sure. So I can summarize it. We periodically want on sewer job to rectify quantities. It's important to understand how the sewer job is bid. Basically, we put together our best estimate for getting the job done, and as we go through this thing, if we thought it was a 6-inch pipe and it turns out it's an 8-inch pipe, we have a price to do 8-inch pipe. We put in what actually goes in the ground. So you actually pay for what goes in the ground. And this is a rectifying of quantity. We had, for example, $6,000 less storm sewer. We had more pipe on a sewer that we had worked with Bob on a little bit, trying to figure out where in the world it went. When we opened it up, it was a lot more complicated than we had thought it might be. And so that amount of money reflects the piping and the manhole, things like that, that we ended up having put in there to make that work. Short answer, we should have estimated a little bit more conservatively on that one. But it does go back to you folks have to pay for it, whether it came out of the original or out of the later, but you only paid for what goes in the ground. And what I really want to make sure is that we could have run this to the end of the project like we do some unit price jobs, but I think it's important you know on a regular basis where we're at financially. And so this reflects the financial condition of where we're at right now. You will probably have a change order number 4 when it's done to rectify whatever's left. You know, maybe less sidewalk, maybe more seed or whatever, and that gets the quantities in line. So all the paperwork fits when it's all said and done. And that's what this really is.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Darren, I'm repeating what you had informed the sewer committee.
Mm-hmm.
That is that when this line was found, there was a question about whether it was a used line, and it was obvious by the amount of volume running through that it was an uncharted used line.
Yeah, and we actually ran the camera up in it, and some of this charge was, you know, we have a price for so many dollars per foot to camera, and we ran the camera up in it, and we're only able to get the camera a short distance up the pipe because the pipe was flowing so heavily we couldn't make the camera run up the pipe, which I think probably was pretty unexpected. We thought it would be a trickle, and it was definitely not a trickle.
So it's taken care of now, is that correct?
That is correct. It's all patched in and hooked in and ready to go.
So how, review for me here a second. How many of these change orders, are we ahead of the game, behind the game? Where are we at here?
We are actually. In fact, I handed out just kind of a general financial summary. Would you like me to discuss that? Or?
You can.
Okay. And this is just kind of a financial summary as to where we're at on all the projects.
I want to share that together.
And this is a snapshot of August 18, 2010. And if you look at the sanitary sewer, I'll just come over here and point on yours if I may. Originally, this project was bid for $1,130,838. Or excuse me, that was our original estimate as engineers. We took bids for that amount, $875,935. And right now, we are about $250,000 under our original estimate. That was the snapshot as of August 18th. And you'll see that all 3 of the projects are here and summarized.
Yes.
We're about $31,000 under on the lining job, and that project is complete. This job is pretty well complete, so that number is probably really close. The plant has about another year to go.
Okay.
But that kind of gives you the short
I was just
summary.
curious.
Oh, no, ask.
Because,
okay.
you know, we got now this
very important.
23,000 here. I'm just thinking, okay, where are we at on this?
You bet. Very important to know. So right now, anyway, that's where we're at.
Do we have any other questions on the item number 1, the change order number 3?
I so move to accept.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Call for a vote.
Councilman Hanson?
Yes.
Rennie?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Glohart?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Number 2, B, is consideration of, thank you, Darren. approving drawdown number 8 of CDBG funds in the amount of $43,767. Discussion or questions around this?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Call for vote.
Councilman Crowhart,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Brandy,
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you. Item number B3, consideration of approving drawdown number 7 of SRF loan money in the amount of $74,870.86. Any question or conversation around 3?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Call for a vote.
Councilman Hanson,
Yes.
Brandy,
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
Crowhart,
Yes.
motion carried.
B4 is consideration of approving Van Huyn and Associates bill in the amount of $111,812.36. Any discussion around number 4? If not, I entertain a motion. Gary, second.
Second.
Call for a vote.
Councilman Brandy,
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
Crowhart,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you. B5 is consideration of approving Snyder and Associates bill in the amount of $1,183.50. On this one, I think might be just a little question. Should we ask it? I'm just kidding.
That's okay.
I'll so move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call for a vote.
Councilman Frederick,
Yes.
Crowhart,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Brandy,
Yes.
motion carried.
Okay, B6 is consideration of approving Region 12 bill in the amount of $5,642. Discussion?
That's the admin for the grant, isn't it? So.
Second. Call for a vote.
Councilman Crowhart,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Brandy,
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
motion carried.
I will add on that point that I think we had one of the smoothest aura inspections
Yes.
that I have heard about from other communities.
I would agree.
The what inspection?
Aura, when they come in and audit the grant money that you're receiving.
Oh, okay.
Fred can take a lot of the credit for that.